What's up everybody? This is Master Ian Gamer, and today I'm going to be talking about whether or not Reinhardt, everybody's favorite crusader, may have some nerfs coming his way. So to start off, I need to address his current stance in the game. As many of you are likely familiar, Reinhardt has held a solid place in the competitive meta since forever. Even before the game's official release, he was frequently used in competitive team comps, and this has not changed even to this day. If we look at the most recent overbuff meta report, we see that Reinhardt soars above the other heroes in terms of competitive usage, with the next tier being Ana and Lucio at 15% less usage. So does this mean that Reinhardt is overpowered? Why is he being used this much at high levels if he isn't? To answer this, let's look at another currently powerful tank, D.Va. As I discussed in my previous video, she too is currently in a very strong spot, and sees a lot of usage at pro levels. However, the difference between Reinhardt and D.Va right now is that on the PTR, D.Va is getting some major nerfs, and Reinhardt, isn't. Looking back at the meta report, D.Va sits at the 50% usage level, and Reinhardt happily holds the 95% level. Even though Reinhardt is being used almost twice as often, D.Va is getting nerfed instead of him. Is that fair? Well, the answer to that is simply yes. Even though the pros use him a ton, we mustn't forget an ever-forgettable fact. Meta doesn't matter. This tier list only represents what the pros use, not the average Joes like you and me and people who play Mei. Going back to the same forum post I quoted in my last video, in which the title asked the question of whether you would rather have D.Va or Reinhardt as your competitive team, Jeff Kaplan states that D.Va is the third most picked hero in all of Overwatch, and Reinhardt is only the 12th. This is why D.Va is getting nerfed. Overall, she's just OP, no matter what level she's being used at. Again, my previous video talked more about this, so be sure to check it out for more. There will be a link on screen now as well as at the end of this video. So since Reinhardt is only played 12th overall, does this mean that Blizzard isn't ever going to look at him simply because he's not significant enough or something? Of course not. Blizzard certainly cares about what the pro-level competitive environment looks like. Allowing Overwatch to be a flourishing esport is important for keeping the community interested and excited about the game. They would never intentionally dump on the pro scene entirely, which is the reason they are currently trying to break up the stale heavy tank meta we have been seeing for months now. So if they want things to stay fresh, then wouldn't they have done something about the most used pro-level hero by now? Well, to be honest, there isn't anything to be done to him, at least not directly. The issue doesn't lie in the fact that Reinhardt is too powerful, but rather that he is too effective. He fills a role that nobody else fills, which is providing a massive 2000 health barrier to cover his teammates. The utility provided by his shield is incredible, and is necessary for so many offensive and defensive tactics in Overwatch. This is what secures his position in the meta. His abilities are unparalleled, not in their raw strength or power, but in their effectiveness. Reinhardt by himself is in no way overpowered. Put Reinhardt up against anybody else in a 1v1, and Reinhardt will probably lose. Put D.Va up against anybody in a 1v1, and she has a very good chance of winning. This is the major difference. Reinhardt's major popularity is a byproduct of the role that he, and only he, can fill. He exists to complement actually powerful heroes, such as Ana and Soldier 76. This isn't to say that he is then underpowered, but rather is actually probably one of the most balanced heroes in the game. Honestly, I can't think of a single way to nerf or buff him that wouldn't make him feel less balanced. So does this mean that he's going to forever hold his current place in the pro scene? Well, in my opinion, probably. Now that Sombra has been buffed on the PTR, there is a possibility that she could degrade his pick popularity. But when she first came out, people were talking about how she would be the solution to the tank meta, the messiah to end our era of large health pool suffrage. But then she was trash, and there was much disappointment. Honestly, even though the PTR version of Sombra is pretty good in my eyes, I don't think it'll really change anything. She just seems too off the wall in her role and playstyle to actually affect the meta. When Soldier 76 was buffed a couple months ago, people thought that the large damage would melt Reinhardt's shield too well, and he would be benched for D.Va, who could absorb infinite damage. Well, if anything, that actually seemed to play out in making Reinhardt even more of a must-pick, as people realized that having both D.Va and Reinhardt was better than just one. Now that D.Va is likely going to be slipping back to the scrub tier from whence she came, it seems to me that Reinhardt only has room to move up. The one thing that I actually believe could end his reign of dominance is the addition of a new hero. Somebody who can fill his same shoes in a battle, but still play different enough to justify being a new character. I've actually got some ideas for how this new hero would work, but that is best saved for a future video. In the meantime, Reinhardt will continue to walk slowly forward through the pro scene, all the while being untouchable by the nerfing hand of Blizzard, simply because he himself has committed no sins. Anyways, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off. Feel free to like and subscribe, and please leave a comment saying what you think could kill off the horrendously balanced rule of Reinhardt. Until next time, shields up and have a great day.